Hello and welcome to HITC Sport. Right, so I know the championship season has already started. So really this video should have come out about 2 weeks ago. But I was a little bit busy. But okay, I did actually roughly make out this table before the season started, alright? So let's take a look at how I think the championship division is going to pan out at the end of the season. I'm pretty sure it's going to be 100% wrong. Oh, and by the way, if you want to follow me on Twitter, my Twitter is right here. So go ahead and do that. Anyway, back on into the video. Rotherham. Watching Rotherham's first game when they got smashed 5-1 by Brentford, Jesus, half the players looked as though they'd be better suited working down the Carphone warehouse than anywhere near a football pitch. Neil Warnock worked a minor miracle in keeping them up a few years ago. Best of luck, lads. QPR. How the hell is Steve McLaren able to get a job in football in 2018? Have the lads at QPR just been asleep for the last 10 years? Jesus Christ, he should have about as much chance of getting a job in football as my grandmother, and she still thinks it's 1964. That man couldn't even get England's golden generation to a damn tournament. He got World Cup internationals relegated at Newcastle. He turned a promising Derby County team into a sticky pile of wet sludge. Sorry QPR, but giving him the job is essentially setting fire to your f***ing house. Wigan Athletic. Remember when Wigan survived 8 years in the Premier League and actually won an FA Cup? Nowadays the fans would probably tug themselves senseless if they managed to stay above the championship drop zone. They've recently signed Josh Windass and Darren Gibson. Not sure how he passed the medical considering his body composition is made up of at least 70% alcohol and chicken wings. Bolton Wanderers. So Bolton stayed up by the skin of their teeth last season. Just like Alan Pardew's management career, Bolton looked dead and buried. But 2 late goals kept them up. Hooray! They've been forced to do most of their summer shopping on a shoestring. They'll have enough to stay up, just. Let's hope in less dramatic fashion this time, or this fellow will probably cough up a lung. Birmingham City. Last season, Birmingham City had 4 managers. Lads, I don't expect big things from Birmingham this year, right? And even if he does get them going, I mean, remember when Gary Rowett had them 7th and he got sacked? Only to hire Gianfranco Zola and proceed to lose nearly every game. Which is a bit like ditching Jessica Alba at the altar, only to go and run off with Susan Boyle. Actually, she probably has a bit of cash at this stage, might not be a bad idea. Reading. For a while there, it looked as though Paul Clement was following Carlo Ancelotti around like a wet dog. Jesus Christ, he was so firmly wedged in the Italian's pocket, he'd probably have been willingly buried alive in the coffin once the big man popped his clogs. But no, he's branched out on his own as a manager and he's shit. He gets sacked every season, loses most of his games, and does his best to ruin any semblance of young talent he can get his hands on. Best of luck, Reading, because you're going absolutely nowhere with this man. Although I am looking forward to seeing how John O'Shea gets on, who will be lining out alongside Paul McShane at the age of 103. Reading fans, if you wanted to shove your head in a bucket of cement, I honestly wouldn't blame you. Blackburn Rovers. How did a club go from this?
The goals of Alan Shearer and Chris Sutton and the captaincy of Tim Sherwood that finally delivered the title, and they were worthy champions.
To this
that brings the English Premier League team, Blackburn Rovers, to India. Blackburn Rovers, proudly owned by Venky's.
To this.
It's confirmed. It's relegation for Blackburn Rovers.
Blackburn targeting Champions League qualification within 4 years.
Just a quick tip, lads, and I know it's 7 years too late, alright? If you wanted to qualify for Europe, you might have wanted to appoint a football manager with an actual working brain, not a fella whose level is the Singapore Premier League. Anyway, fast forward to 28, and Rovers, God love them, have hauled themselves out of League One, not the Champions League, League One. I hope you stay up, lads, because you have been through enough. You've been battered and bruised over the last 10 years. I mean, it's just like the Venky's have destroyed that club. If you just want an example of like terrible ownership, look at Blackburn Rovers. It's actually sad. Ipswich Town. You just got knocked out of the EFL Cup Exeter City. Ipswich fans, you do not get to be angry that I put you 17th, alright? It's a new era for Ipswich under Paul Hurst. After Mick McCarthy just got fed up with everyone. For the last 6 years, he was just picking fights with his players, his supporters, the local postman probably. Bristol City. I remember when Bristol were not only in the hunt for promotion last season, but actually knocked Manchester United out of the Carabao Cup. Or the EFL Cup. Whatever the
it was called last season.
I'm guessing Lee Johnson's going to find it a bit difficult to replicate that this season. I mean, it's just going to be a miserable 16th coming up.
Have fun!
Brentford. Do we have any Brentford subscribers? I really doubt it. Are there any of you out there? Like, Earth to Brentford? I really don't think so. Price above, and I'm being serious about this, I have never met a fucking Brentford fan in my entire life. 15th for the Bees. Millwall. Christ, I better give Millwall a good score. Or I'll have about 12 of them at my front door with a bunch of baseball bats. Yes, this is a club renowned for having a fan base reminiscent of something out of The Walking Dead. But credit where it's due, lads. Ye had a fantastic season last year. You haven't really added to your squad though. So, Millwall fans, no top half this year. Please don't find out where I live. Hull City. If it weren't for an Aaron Ramsey inspired comeback, Hull City would have won an FA Cup. How mental is that? Nowadays, they're just happy to be alive and well in the Championship. Currently with Nigel Atkins at the helm. Remember when everyone thought it was an absolute disgrace that Southampton sacked him for that hairy Argentine who couldn't speak English and looked a bit like Wolverine? Sheffield Wednesday. Considering Sheffield Wednesday reached the playoffs during the 16-17 season, last year's 15th place finish was a disaster. I expect a slight improvement this time out as Carlos Carvajal waits in the wings, desperate to get his job back. Norwich City. Jesus Christ, last season was probably so depressing for a Norwich City fan. I'd say Delia probably came close to drinking herself into a sherry-induced coma. How Daniel Farke still has a job? Like, I don't have a clue. They have a good squad. They should be in the promotion hunt. They should be. They should be in the promotion hunt. But Farke can't seem to coach his way out of paper bag. Sheffield United. Chris Wilder's a good boss, alright? He did a very good job with Sheffield United last season. I'm expecting more of the same this time out. But, yeah, we'll see. West Brom. Yeah, I mean, I've just f***ed up any West Brom fan on the channel, so sorry about that. I'm gonna be honest, like, looking through your squad, yeah, it's not bad. I mean, you still have a World Cup semi-finalist in it. I mean, Dwight Gale was a monster last time he was in this league. Too bad he's about as dangerous as paper mache in the Premier League. But is anybody confident about giving Darren Moore the job full time? The man is not a manager, he's a coach. I mean, a good coach. But he's not a manager. And by November, we'll be down the job centre alongside half the cast of Jeremy Kyle. Preston. Since getting promoted to the Championship 3 years ago, Preston have been knocking around the playoffs a little bit. Listen, Alex O'Neill, despite looking like a hard-boiled egg, is a good manager. I think they'll come close again this year. Swansea City. Swansea, outside the playoffs, looking at your squad. Oh wow. You really think you're coming back with that? Let's have a look, alright? Wilfred Boney, a man who for the last 3 years has clearly been reincarnated by the ghost of Yaya Zanogo. Jesus Christ, that man's first touch could almost be classified as a criminal offence. Nathan Dyer, a man who blatantly stole the Premier League winners' medal. Then again, he does have form for that kind of thing. You've sold the decent players, have not replaced them. Graham Potter is unproven in English football. Like, I don't think you'll have a horrendous season, but you're not coming up. Nottingham Forest. Nottingham Forest have not finished in the playoffs in 8 years. 8 years, and now they've employed Jack Colback. I should be predicting this football club to fucking implode, never mind get 6th. But listen, Aitor Karanka is a safe pair of hands. Like, he did well at Middlesbrough before boring everyone to tears on the top flight. Jesus Christ, he seems like the type of guy who would break out a story about his favourite sewing machine at a cocktail party. But just like Bill Cosby's lawyers, he knows how to organise a defence, and I'm tipping them for big things. Which is probably insane, considering they haven't gone within a pig's whisker of the top half since 2013. I just don't know what I'm talking about, do I, for f***'s sake. Derby County.
Oh, Frank Lampard is gonna rip up the league, right? The footballer with a brain the size of Africa. These championship chumps are no match for him.
No, forget the fact he used to eat goals like they were Jaffa cakes. Lampard is still a man with about as much managerial experience as my f***ing butcher. I don't even think he'll see out the season. I think he'll get the bullet by about February. With Derby languishing mid-table, only for someone like Harry Redknapp to come in and save the day. And by save the day, I mean scrape into 5th, lose in the playoffs, and have him immediately retire for about the 5th time. Leeds United. All aboard the Leeds hype train. We're no doubt going to storm the league, have it sewn up by Christmas, and spend the next 5 months just chucking out their B team for the laugh. Slow down, alright. Yes, Bielsa is a top manager, and no doubt forgot to read the manual on how long managers actually get at Ellen Road. But there is a reason Leeds haven't been in the top flight since S Club 7 were in the charts. I do think Bielsa will help them into the playoffs, but as we all know with Leeds, it's not going to be smooth. Aston Villa. Well, this was just a mental summer for Aston Villa. They probably felt like chucking Jack Grealish in a bomb shelter while the vultures swooped overhead. I could think of a few other places you could put him. But the man with a vat of KFC grease in his hair has been forced to stick around at Villa Park. The club were also taken over. Thierry Henry got linked with the job. Thierry Henry and Jack Grealish at the same club. I think that's enough for me to get sick in my f***ing mouth. Gabriel Lahore and Michael Richards are finally being dragged kicking and screaming away from the f***ing canteen. John Terry's left the club to no doubt dedicate more time to being a full-time Tinder creep. But other than that, not much change. I mean, I think Bruce will get them in the playoffs again, but I think they will fall short, leaving Bruce to repeatedly smash his head against the fridge, wondering when the f*** he's ever going to get out of this goddamn league. Middlesbrough. It's Tony Pulis in the Championship. Of course he's getting promoted. Next. But you do have to feel sorry for Middlesbrough. I mean, Christ above. Karanka, you thought Karanka played god-awful football. Tony Pulis football honestly makes you want to shovel your eyes out with a rusty fork. I'd say Middlesbrough fans probably can't even remember what good football looks like. Just close your eyes and think of McLaren. Something not even his wife does. Stoke City. Okay, I realise Stoke City are in the bottom 3. I realise they're getting booed off the pitch. I realise now you're typing furiously telling me I should be committed to a madhouse. But hear me out. There's been a big turnaround at Stoke, alright? And James McLean, Tom Aints, Sam Clucas, Ashley Williams and Benik Phobia are all good Championship signings. Gary Rowett is a good boss and it will click eventually. And if it doesn't, well, tough shit. Good luck then. Enjoy the Championship for the next 5 years. Give Sunderland my best. Just kidding, they're not getting promoted. So there we go. That is my predictions for the Championship season. Am I wrong? Most definitely, but tell me exactly where. I mean, it's just every position really, isn't it? Give me your opinions in the comment section below. Tell me, just let me know. Just tell me how wrong I am, lads. But as I said, Twitter's here. Give it a like, give it a share, and a subscribe. And as always, I'll talk to you in a while.